Have you been feeling like your body's hurting all over lately and don't know why? Maybe it's sending signals that something's wrong. Hey there viewers, and welcome back to another Bestie video. Do you feel fatigued and sleepy all the time? It may be more than your hectic schedule. You may be suffering from something called fibromyalgia, characterized by full body pain accompanied with memory problems, mood swings, and muscle cramps. This chronic rheumatic condition causes widespread body pain. It not only causes physical pain but also mental distress. Often confused with arthritis, fibromyalgia is a mysterious disease that needs to be addressed. Wondering what the symptoms are, causes, and treatments? Today we'll be talking about symptoms you shouldn't ignore if you have pain all over your body and what you can do about it. What is fibromyalgia? Fibromyalgia is the second most common condition affecting bones and muscles. It's defined by widespread and chronic pain in the musculoskeletal system, which means it affects the tendons, ligaments, and nerves along with bones and muscles. This condition amplifies the painful sensation by impacting the way your brain and spinal cord process signals. Often misdiagnosed, it mainly causes pain in soft tissues. There's no test or medication to determine this disease. Many people who have this syndrome also show symptoms like tension headaches, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, and depression. What do you do in the case of muscle pain? Do you take medication or alternative therapy? Tell us in the comments. Symptoms. Widespread chronic pain in different parts of the body is the defining feature of fibromyalgia. Although the pain remains generally concentrated in the upper and lower body areas, it can be localized as well. Hurting all over is one of the most common complaints among patients with fibromyalgia, which is often confused for developing the cold or flu. The symptoms are complicated and difficult to spot. To make it somewhat easier, the symptoms can be divided into two categories: primary and secondary. We'll start with primary symptoms. Widespread pain. When it comes to fibromyalgia, it's often described as a constant dull ache, which lasts for over 3 months. It occurs particularly on both sides of the body, including above and below the waist. Fatigue. Who doesn't like waking up feeling refreshed? If you've been waking up feeling tired, even after sleeping 8 hours or more, then this may be a symptom of fibromyalgia. Sleep is often disrupted by pain, and many people suffering from this disease have sleep disorders, like restless leg syndrome and sleep apnea. Cognitive difficulties. One of the symptoms associated with fibromyalgia is fibro fog, which decreases the ability to pay attention and concentrate on mental tasks. The secondary symptoms often co-occur with other conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, migraine or any other headache, painful bladder syndrome, painful periods, anxiety and depression, dry eyes and mouth, palpitations. Causes. This is a tricky one since the cause for fibromyalgia is not known. It actually differs from person to person. However, research shows that the causes mainly involve the central nervous system. Although the exact cause remains unknown, a number of factors are involved. Let's check out some of the factors that are thought to contribute to this condition. Abnormal pain. Out of all the assumptions, one of the most widely accepted theories is that people with fibromyalgia develop changes in the way their central nervous system processes pain signals. This means that you'll feel extreme and intense sensitivity to pain. The reason for this is the result of changes in the chemicals constituting the nervous system. Chemical imbalances. Research shows that people with fibromyalgia have abnormally low levels of mood-enhancing chemicals in the brain like dopamine, serotonin, and adrenaline. These dipped levels of hormones are one of the main causes of fibromyalgia, since they're responsible for regulating things like appetite, mood, sleep, behavior, and response to stressful situations. These hormones also play a role in the processing of pain messages sent by the nerves. Some research also suggests that imbalance in cortisol levels, the hormone that's released in the case of stressful situations, may also contribute to fibromyalgia. Genetics. Genetics are responsible for a lot of our attributes. From physical appearance to medical conditions, genetics may also play a small role in the development of fibromyalgia. Some people may have a higher chance of developing this disease depending on their genes. In such case, this soft tissue pain may develop later on in life due to a trigger. Although it's not passed directly from the parent to the child, it clusters within families. This means that the odds of developing fibromyalgia are higher in immediate families where someone already has the issue. Sleep problems. If you're already suffering from a sleep disorder, then your chances of developing fibromyalgia have increased. Disorders like insomnia and restless leg syndrome are also linked to the disease. Disturbed sleep is often brushed off, but it's possible that a disturbed sleep pattern, which prevents you from getting deep sleep and leads to extreme tiredness and fatigue, can cause fibromyalgia. Did you know that people who don't get proper sleep at night can also have higher levels of pain? A fast-paced life has robbed many of us of a good night's sleep. Have you also been dealing with sleep problems and feeling lethargic the next day? Check out these hacks for a good night's sleep. Now back to the pain symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Possible triggers. When it comes to triggers, there's not one specific event that sets it off. It's mainly triggered as a result of some physical or emotional stress. Here are some possible triggers for the condition: a viral infection, head injury, stress caused by the death of a loved one, being in an abusive relationship, giving birth, any operation, associated conditions. Other than the possible causes we just told you, there are several other conditions which are often associated with fibromyalgia. Normally, these are rheumatic conditions, which means pain associated with joints, muscles, and bones. These include osteoarthritis, joint damage that causes stiffness and pain; lupus, the condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells and tissues; rheumatoid arthritis, kind of similar to lupus. In this condition, the healthy cells mistakenly attack the joints, which causes pain and swelling; spondylitis, pain and swelling in various parts of the spine. Diagnosis. The diagnosis for fibromyalgia takes some time because its symptoms are very similar to other diseases like hypothyroidism and arthritis. Since there's no tests available to determine fibromyalgia, there is an increased chance for miss or delayed diagnosis. There are three main criteria for proper diagnosis of fibromyalgia, which include 1 week of continuous pain and symptoms in the 19 identified body parts. This is accompanied by high levels of fatigue, disturbed sleep patterns, and cognitive problems. These symptoms last for over 2 months. No other health problems associated with the primary symptoms. If these three categories are met, then you may be diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Treatment. The burden of living with this disease is much higher than any other rheumatic disorder. To start off, there's no cure for fibromyalgia. Making lifestyle changes and going for natural remedies will help in managing the symptoms. There's been growing evidence of self-management and coping skills training rather than solely depending on medication. These include regular exercising. For someone suffering from fibromyalgia, it's difficult for them to exercise, in the beginning at least. However, building up and embracing this habit will definitely help. Speak to your doctor before starting any exercise to make sure it's safe. Activities like aerobics, swimming, walking, or cycling will lead to reduced fatigue, pain, and joint stiffness. Diet and supplements. After establishing a regular exercise routine, the next thing is balanced diet. Make sure to limit drinking alcohol and caffeine while also steering clear of nicotine. Supplements for vitamin D, magnesium, soy, and creatine should also be included for better results. Again, only take these supplements as advised by your doctor. Take time to relax. Stress is one major symptom of fibromyalgia. It makes sense to practice deep breathing exercises and meditation for stress relief. Doing yoga will also help in relieving both physical and mental stress, which in turn will help you sleep and manage the symptoms. The fact that fibromyalgia remains undetected or misdiagnosed is something that needs to be looked into more. As we told you before, its symptoms can be confusing, but if you have been experiencing the primary symptoms for a long time, then maybe you should consult your doctor for more assistance. Being mentally and physically active can ward off most diseases. Check out these foods that boost your brain function and memory. Not into running? Check out these cardio exercises if you're not into running. These 2 videos will help you strike a mind-body balance. Did you know that foods can also relieve stress? What is your go-to comfort food? Share your ideas in the comments.